Probably would be better with me facing the sun. But yeah, this is just a quick little video. I was hearing some things this morning that I had notes on last night after my video, and I was like, damn, like they speaking on some stuff that I said that I ain't get to say it first, because now it's gonna sound like Jay Will said it first or something, right? Shout out to my, one of my all time, if not my all time favorite. I always, it's hard to choose between Jason Williams and JJ Redick, who's my all time favorite Blue Devil. But they always right up there. Trajan Langdon is somebody that doesn't get enough talk about, who I also love and hold in extreme high regard. Those are my three Duke goats of my time, of my era. Being born in '97, catching, that second championship in '92 with Grant Hill, but being too young to really, appreciate Grant at Duke. Just knowing once he got to Detroit, he was a Blue Devil. Um, which is why I always say in the '90s, my favorite players, Penny Hardaway was one, Grant Hill was two, Jason Kidd three, Shaq five, four, and Scottie Pippen five. But Grant Hill was that high on that list, of course, and knowing he was a Duke Blue Devil. Um, how are y'all today, man? It's a blessed day. It's a blessed day, man. You know, I'm a firm believer that how you start your day sets the tone for your day. However, you create your purpose within that day. So if it starts off great, then that's fantastic. That's great. Have an amazing day. Let it be greater than how great it started off, right? But if it starts off bad, if it starts off with confusion, if it starts off with um, anxiousness and all the terrible things that the devil can throw our way in our sleep and however else he decides to, you still determine how it ends up, how it can shape out. So the same way you want to have a greater day than a great morning, have a greater day than a bad morning. Um, I'm hoping and praying that my kids are having wonderful days at school. Um, hoping my mom or wife are having wonderful days at work. I just came from a very nice business meeting. Um, prayers up for that. Definitely gonna let the Lord guide myself and my team with where we decide to move with that. I wanted to talk real quick about Sound Presti. Um, I spoke just a while ago on hearing like Jay Webb and them talk. I haven't watched all the first take. I'm literally like, yeah, I can show you. You know what I'm saying? So as you see, I'm probably like 30 minutes in or so. Um, but I found myself pausing and saying what we not gonna do is. And I was like, these are the conversations I have with myself, because yes, I have amazing conversations with myself. I'm an only child as far as growing up. You know what I'm saying? My mother's only child. I have, siblings younger than me from my father, but growing up it was just me. Um, Me and my mama. But what I Oh yeah, yeah. And for those who see this and they like, man, do you? Yes, I wore this same thing. I had a business meeting this morning. I have another one at 2, and yeah, I like my outfit at church. I only had it on for a couple hours at church, and I put it back on today. Ooh. Again, we're gonna be real on Jody's pod. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I ain't rich. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got plenty of things I could have put on, but damn it, didn't feel like it. So whoever sending me all them hearts, thank you. I love you too. Let yourself be known. You know what I'm saying? Let me holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. They continue to come. I appreciate it. Um, but the question was proposed, or maybe the suggestion was made that Sam Presti, we know Sam Presti is the best exec in the NBA currently, right? But it was proposed that is he quite possibly the greatest NBA exec of all time? Jerry West. Honestly, I don't. To me, the list ends right there, Jerry West. But um, that's a that's valid. That's extremely valid. But when I say we gotta say what we not gonna do is we're not gonna act like it's always been this easy. Shout out Brazil. Yeah, I wanna visit Brazil one day. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, some of these videos can help get me to Brazil one day. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice to visit over there. Um but yeah, what we're not gonna do is act like always been great. Um from Sound Pretty. Um Now I'm going off top of my dome here. I've broken down these numbers. They're in my notes, but it's been months, possibly a year or two ago. But the fact that they wanted to discuss Sam Presti this morning, it just brought it back to my attention. And since we're now speaking as family, why not discuss it with y'all? Sam Presti, I believe, I don't know if he came to the organization when they were still in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? 2007 ish. I think he did because I'm pretty sure he was a part of who drafted Kevin in '07. Um, Seattle Supersonics leave. They moved to Oklahoma City 2008 after they draft Russell Westbrook. Take Kevin Durant at number 2 after Greg Oden goes number 1 to Portland. Russell goes number 4 the following year. Actually, let's go back to '07. They trade Ray Allen. They get Boston's number 5 pick. They take Jeff Green. So they have a base set. KD and Uncle Jeff, right? They go through their rookie year. Um, they get the number 4 overall pick. Chicago gets number 1. They take Chicago. Like I told y'all, the lottery is rigged. Derrick Rose, um, best player in college basketball, Michael Beasley that year. He goes number 2 to Miami. Um, Number 3, I believe, was Memphis, taking OJ Mayo. Kevin Love went number 5 to Minnesota. But number 4, Seattle Supersonics selected Russell Westbrook, UCLA. He's the only one that I just mentioned that wasn't a freshman. He was a sophomore. So you got KD, who um, I forget how to say his name. The dude who used to be a pop assistant. He played him at shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? Listed at 6'9". KD was 6'11". He was always down there 6'11". Played him at shooting guard. Had Jeff at 3. You already had Nick Collinson. You know what I'm saying, coming into place in position. Um, Luke Ridnour was the point guard. Um, bring in Russ the next year. Russ slowly, you know what I'm saying, becomes the point guard somehow around January, February, around the second half of the season, entering the second half of the season. Russ becomes the starting point. And okay, things are looking like okay, we got something going. Scott Brooks becomes the coach after they fire old buddy Perlissimo, some shit like that. Um, 2009, they get the third pick. So you had the second pick, KD, same draft, fifth pick, Jeff Green. Next year, fourth pick, Russell Westbrook. Next year, third pick, James Harden out of Arizona State. Okay? Make him your sixth man. You got Russ starting. I believe they went ahead and brought in Thabo Cephalosha at the two, KD the three, Jeff the four. Man, I'm trying to think who was the five at that time. You had the Beat. You had Swift, Robert Swift, I think it was. Nick Collison was still there playing 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Things were on the up and up. They make the playoffs that year, 2010. They lose to my Lakers. I believe they lost to us in 5. I believe it was in 5. 2011. Again, this is all off the top of my dome, right? 2011. Um, they improved. I think they won 50 games that year. They might have won 50 games in 2010, actually. Um, they got past the first round and lost, I want to say, to Memphis. No, they lost to Dallas. I think they might have beat Memphis in the first round, but they lost to Dallas in the second round. Um, climbing the steps, climbing the steps. 2012, they make it. Along the run of making it, they beat my Lakers. They get all the way to the mountaintop, but it's LeBron's time. 2011, of course, Dirk had that amazing run, one of the greatest championship runs ever. Dallas goes on to embarrass LeBron and the Heatles. LeBron has the absolute worst superstar or the worst all-time legend performance in a finals ever, especially in those fourth quarters. Um, it's been documented. He was being guarded by Jason Terry. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, right? Sean Stevenson. Um, so Dirk finally gets a championship. 2012, it had to be LeBron's year, right? There was no second guessing. This was LeBron's year. As much as I wanted to see OKC win it, you knew this has to be LeBron's year. So, I want to say Miami won game one. Magic was very critical of Russ. Game two, I want to say OKC came back and won that one to tie it. I don't remember, but nah, did Miami win in 5? I don't remember if Miami won in 5 or 6. I want to say it was 5, but it was a hard fought 5. I know by the end of that series, Magic apologized to Russ because he understood. He understood what I saw the previous year in 2011, which was Russ has to go get it. He has to because Kevin will allow smaller guys to take him out. And he'll catch the ball where he wants to get it on the elbow, either at the 3 point line or inside the 3 point line. He'll catch it 4 or 5 feet outside the 3 point line. This is 2012. This is before Steph Curry and Damian Lillard made the shots that you try to take. Those were bad shots back then. So Kevin wasn't trying to take those shots back then. So to catch the ball way back there was not to his advantage. And now it's late in the shot clock and nothing's going on. Nothing's happening for him or for the team. So if Russ gets the ball back, yes, I'm the point guard, but I gave you the score of the ball. You did nothing with it. The shot clock is going out. I gotta go be aggressive because I'm still the second best player on this team. I'm still the number 2 option, so I gotta go, right? Anyway, they lose. That summer was crucial, right? Peru, shout out. That's what's up, Peru. Um, that summer was crucial because that summer Sam Presti chose Serge Ibaka over James Harden. And the entire world was like, what the fuck are you doing? I understood it at the time. I didn't kill Sam because I knew that Sam was a great exec and I had to give him grace and trust in his process. And I understood that while the NBA slogan is, and mainly for the draft, you can't teach 7 feet. That's why Greg Oden went one over Kevin Durant, right? That's why Sam Bowie went two um, over Michael Jordan after Hakeem Olajuwon went one, of course. You can't teach 7 foot, right? Now you're probably saying, but Jody, Serge Ibaka wasn't 7 feet. You're absolutely right. Serge Ibaka was 6'9". However, Serge Ibaka was at the time, if not the best, because by this time Ben Wallace was kind of on a decline. He was one of the best, because you still had Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying? Serge Ibaka was one of the absolute top rim protectors in the NBA. So even though he wasn't quite 7 feet, he played like he was 7 feet. He protected the rim like he was 7 feet. He was crucial. Whereas with James, and he was a starter. Whereas with James Harden, he was a six man of the year, but he was the sixth man. He was the third option offensively, but he was the sixth man. He didn't start. He might have finished, but he didn't start. Um, he was a shooting guard who we knew could handle the ball as a point and make decisions as a point. Wasn't a great defender, but showed me, which is why I held him to such a standard in Houston, because he showed me in 2010 as a rookie, and at other times 2012 when they beat us, like Harden would draw the assignment of Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Tabo Cephalosha might get it late. KD would get it here and there. Russ would get it here and there and get it late. But throughout the most part of the first 3 quarters, it was James Harden guarding Kobe, and he was competing. I think even when Kobe showed up to the Drew, I think that might have been the summer of 2012 because I know that was the lockout year. That was Kobe and Harden going at each other, right? So I'm like, bro, James, you can play defense, bro. You just don't be wanting to. You got the Houston, you just want to make your money, get your points, get some empty assists, and go see some ass. You know what I'm saying? This nigga is like, I'm not here to play defense, nigga. I'll play D in this club, nigga. You feel me? But I understood what Sam Presti's thought process was on choosing the cheaper Serge Ibaka and what he felt was actually going to be the more reliable because of the rim protection. The problem was Serge Ibaka started feeling himself. Kerry Hilson decided that he's a whatever, and he felt he was a sexy shooting guard now. So now he went from defending the rim and just being the dirty cleanup guy to, you know, I can shoot threes. And it took away from his aggressiveness defensively, and it diminished the player that Sam Presti thought he was getting when he chose him over James Harden. I think if Sam Presti would have been able to look forward and foresee the future and see what Serge Ibaka will become over the next 3 to 5 years, I think he definitely would have chose James Harden. And that's not even knowing what James Harden will go to Houston and become. Just seeing what Serge Ibaka will become, I think he would have chose to keep Harden and figured out a way to make it work with Russ, Durant, and Harden. But he didn't. And I understood it. I did not kill him the way most people did. However, it did not turn out to be the right decision. We know what happened when Harden went to Houston. We know, what he became. But let's just stick with the Thunder and Sam Presti. From the 2012-2013 season up until the 2016 season, injuries just would not allow them to get back. You had a year where Russ got hurt for the first time ever. Kevin got hurt. Um, Serge got hurt. Like it was always something that would stop them. And they lost to Memphis one year in the playoffs. They lost to the Spurs another year in the playoffs. Um, and then another year. I don't remember. Maybe I don't remember, but it might have been Memphis again. I don't know. But get to 2016, they're up 3-1. They have every opportunity to beat the Warriors. They should have beat the Warriors. They choked it away. Kevin did, Russell did, Sam did. And this is why. Sam has to own the fact that he never, after he made the decision to keep Ibaka over Harden, he never built the proper team around Russ and Kevin. People can complain about Russ all they want and blame Russ for Kevin leaving. Kevin liked the free flowing way that the Warriors played basketball, and the fact that he would never have to be doubled because there was always multiple shooters on the court. Sam Presti was late to the party, realizing that in Oklahoma City in the early stages. Question: can you tell me the best shooter that KD and Russ had from 2008 to 2016 in Oklahoma City? You want me to tell you? It was Anthony Morrow. Anthony Morrow. Go look up how many minutes Anthony Morrow played. And that's my point. Can you even name two or three other great shooters that they had? No, you can't. Especially not that they had at the same time. They had a great defender. You went from Thabo Cephalosha to Anthony Roberson. Neither one of them could shoot it in the ocean. You didn't have a big that could go get buckets. Um, Reggie Jackson was not him. Dion Waiters was not a great fit. Eric Maynard, he was an amazing point guard, but he wasn't the shooter. They needed shooters, and they never had shooters outside of Anthony Morrow, and that didn't last long. Had Sam Presti built the proper team around Russ and Kevin, they beat the Warriors. They complete that series. They win it, whether it's in 5, 6, or 7. They win that series. They go on. They beat Cleveland. They get their first championship in 2016. Then from 2017 to 2022, I predict that they win at least two more, giving them from 2016 to 2022, that 6 year span, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2, 7 year span. Because yeah, it would be the 2015-16 season. So from 2015 to 2022, 7 year span, Russ and Kevin win three championships. Now, what would that mean for today's basketball? It would be a lot better to watch because the Thunder would not be so dominant because their reign would have ran up around 22. Right now they'll be in the rebuilding process, but they would have three rings to hold, and they get back. They'd be back soon, right? But they would have missed out on the Shea sweeps. They would have not probably gotten Jay Will, Chet, all those draft picks. So it would be a different NBA right now. So what happened with Kevin leaving? Even though the journey was longer, because again, I'm stating this had Presti built the team properly before those 2016 games, they would have won in 2016. Even losing, even had they lost, I still feel they would have won two or three from the 17 season through 22, 23. Right? So they would have two or three championships. Kevin, he would have still been there. The Warriors shit would have never happened. We would probably be looking at, that entire franchise, the coach, The players a lot different because the Thunder would have still been, at the top. But it happened how it happened. 2019 came. Sam and Russ collaboratively decided we got to make a change. It's time. Don't want to, it hurts, but it's time. So they made a change. From that, they also make a change with Paul. They use Paul to get Shea, and they get all these other draft picks to go with it. And the rest is history. Sam Presti did his job, especially from 2019 on. It got him a championship in 2025. Right now, they look like they're about to get another championship in 2026, even though I don't know how that's going to happen because the Lakers about to win this series in 7. Um, and the craziest part about it is all of these damn draft picks, they got like 26, 27 draft picks from now to 2032, and half of them are first round picks. This shit's ridiculous. So until 2032, and that's not to say that's when their reign is going to end. I'm just talking about all the draft picks they got until then. They about to possibly be the first back-to-back champs since Kevin left and went to the Warriors, and they got those back-to-back in 17, 18. But then they probably gonna win about 3 more championships. They're gonna have an opportunity in 5 years from now, 7, 8 years, in 7, 8 years from now, they're gonna have an opportunity to look back at this stretch, this run, and possibly have 5 championships from it. That's fucking stupid. So in hindsight, while it has been peaks and valleys for Sam Presti, it has not been all good. It hasn't been all great. He did have to go through the struggle. He did have to figure out how to get them back after 2012. He had to maneuver through the injuries that stopped them in 13, 14, 15. He had to deal with them choking it away in 16. Him not building the proper team around his great superstars from 2012 to 2016. Him losing one of his greatest superstars in 2016. Having a struggle building going all in with his remaining superstar, but still not building the proper team around him. And it was even more crucial after Kevin left that Sam built that team properly around Russ, and he still didn't do it. It took him and Russ collaboratively saying, the time has come. He sent Russ to Houston with James. He sent Paul to LA with Kawhi. He got back a rookie named Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. What the fuck? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and got back a lot of draft picks that eventually became J Dub, Chet Holmgren, and a lot more shit. And 2025, they're world champs, and they're possibly about to become world champs again in 2026. And yeah, here we are. Sam Presti went through the struggle. He learned from his mistakes. He corrected them. He maximized on every opportunity that was given. And he adapted to the new way of the NBA when it kept changing over his course of time in Oklahoma City. And yes, here we are in 2026, and it is not crazy at all to say that Sam Presti could arguably be or become the greatest executive ever in the NBA. Jerry West, Brad Stevens is great. Red Auerbach, Jerry Krause, Rod Thornton, whoever folks running the Spurs. Like it's some of them up there. But Sam Presti, when it's all said and done, in 10 years from now, he could be looked at as number one. That's crazy. But you definitely have to remember and acknowledge the things that Preston didn't do, the things that he did wrong, because they are a part of his journey as well. Our mistakes shape us as well. Our times where we're low, they help us to become as great as we achieve. Thank you to anybody out there that supports me in any kind of way, that truly shows and gives me love. You appreciate it. You appreciate it so much, man. We gonna make it. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna holler at you.